afternoon, students. Today we will going to discuss third one unit which is given in our syllabus of pharmaceutical microbiology. In that we will discuss to study introductions, morphology and classifications of viruses. In that we will discuss the introductions about a viruses. The general characteristics about viruses. Viruses are the smallest infective agent and can only be viewed with electron microscope. The smallest known virus is only 0.002 micrometer in diameter, while the largest one are typically about 0.8 micrometer. Next characteristics, study of viruses is called as a virology. The virus are obligate parasites. In actually what is obligate parasites? Obligate parasites are a parasitic organism that cannot be complete its life cycle without a suitable host cell. Viruses can easily be crystallized. They multiply only within their living host cell. Next characteristics, viruses are easily transmitted from infected host to the healthy ones through various prongs. Prongs means ways. Next characteristics, viruses are actually nucleoproteins. The proteinaceous coat known as capsid surround the nucleic acid. Viruses are smaller than other organisms. They vary in size from 10 to 300 nanometers. The viral genetic material may be either DNA or RNA, but never both. Viruses are so effective, that's why smallest amount can cause infection on the host. Next characteristics. Normally the nucleic acid of virus is remain enclosed in a highly specialized protein coat which is called as a capsid. This capsid coat protects the genetic material of virus when virus is present outside the host cell. Next characteristics, this capsid is only assist as a vehicle for virus to get entry in host cell. If this capsid of virus is covered with the envelope, then that virus is called as a envelope virus. A structurally completed, mature and infectious virus is called as a viron. Okay student, these are the some general characteristics about virus. Next point we will discuss, viruses are having a specificity towards the specific host, and on the basis of this specificity viruses are classified as follow. First one, classifications of virus on the basis of specificity toward the specific host is bacterial virus. These are the viruses which contain DNA and having a ability to infect bacteria only. They are also known as a bacteriophages. Next classifications, plant virus. These are the viruses which contain RNA and having a ability to infect plant cell only. Next classification, Jew virus. These are the viruses having either DNA or RNA and having ability to infect man, pigeon, parrot, dog, cow, etc. Okay students, these are the some classifications on the basis of the specificity towards the specific host. Next point, morphological classifications of virus. On the basis of morphology, viruses are classified in three main types which are given as below. One by one we will discuss their morphological classification. First one class is a helical virus. These are the virus which is having a long rod like structure. That's why we call these types of virus is a helical virus. Next, polyhedral virus. We know poly means many or hedral means side. Here the capsid, also known as protein coat, is having a many sides. That's why these types of virus we called as a polyhedral virus. Next classifications of virus on the basis of morphology is a complex virus. These viruses are having complex and complicated structure. Students, you see in the structure there is a complicated structure is shown. That's why these types of virus called as a complex virus. Students, next one point, reproductions, replication and life cycles of viruses. Viruses mainly show two different types of reproduction cycle or having a two types of replication cycles, which are given as follow. First one is a lytic cycle, also known as a virulent cycle. This cycle involves the intracellular multiplications of virus, which is followed by lysis of host bacterial cell, and then finally lead to release of new virus. And next one, reproduction cycle, is a lysogenic cycle or a virulent cycle. In this cycle, DNA of virus is get integrated with DNA of bacteria, and replications of viruses is get started simultaneously without any cell life. First one cycle is a lytic or virulent cycle. Lytic cycle of virus is represented in a following figure. So you can see the figure, there is the various steps which is given to show the life cycle of viruses. First one step is a attachment. Here the virus or virus bacteria which is attached to the host bacterial cell. In next step there is a entry of phase DNA and degradations of the host cell. In next stage the degradations of host DNA cell which is occur by the virus cell. Next step, synthesis of viral genomes and proteins. In next step the assembly, or next one step is a release of new virus. Okay, is the simple one step which is involved in the lytic cycle of viruses. From the above figure we can understand that replications or multiplications of the virus takes place in 5 steps, which are described as follow. First one step is a attachment, also known as a adsorption. Second one step is a penetrations. Next step is a biosynthesis of viral component. Next one step is a maturations, or last one step is a release of newly developed. All steps we will discuss one by one. First one step is a adsorptions. In this step, this is the first step which is responsible for the making the infections in bacterial host body. In this step, viruses comes in a contact of bacterial body by a random collision process. Then these collided viruses get attached to the bacterial body by their tail part. This attachment of the virus on bacterial surface is depending on complementary chemical group on receptor site and on terminal base plate of virus. Second one step is a penetrations. After the steps of surface attachment, DNA of virus is get penetration inside the bacterial cell. This DNA of virus is get penetrations inside the bacterial body by hollow core. This penetrations of the viral DNA is supported by the virus tail, which is having a ability to break the surface of bacterial cell wall and thus able to create the hollow core. Once the viral DNA is get penetrated inside the body of bacterial cell, then the empty shell of viral head and tail is called as a ghost. Next one step of lytic cycle is the release of virion. After the complete maturations or complete development of the virus in bacterial body, lysozyme enzyme which is present in the bacterial body is responsible for the lysis of bacterial cell wall, and thus finally the newly developed viruses are expelled out from the host cell. Now this release viruses can infect the other susceptible bacterial cell. Each lytic cycle of this virus reproductions require 20 to 60 minutes, and also it is able to produce 200 or more virus in one cycle. Hence This sequence of events from the attachment of virus on bacterial surface to release of the newly developed virion is called as replication cycle or reproduction cycle of viruses. Students, is the simple one, lytic cycle or virulent cycle. Students, next one point we will discuss in next lecture. Thanks to all of you. Students, next cycle of reproductions or life cycle of virus is a lysogenic cycle, also known as a virulent cycle. Lysogenic cycle for the reproductions of viruses is illustrated as follow. As compare of lytic cycle, lysogenic cycle does not lead to the lysis of bacterial cell wall. We know in a lytic cycle there is a lysis, it means the breakdown of bacterial cell wall is occur. After getting entry into the bacterial body, DNA of lysogenic virus gets combined with the chromosome of bacteria, and this combined DNA of virus is then called as a prophase. Here the chromosome of bacteria and lysogenic virus become combined, and this step we called as a prophase. Now this prophase which is get generated after mixing will act as a bacterial chromosome and will start to replicate simultaneously in a bacterial cell. And this process of replications of prophase in bacterial cell is called as a lysogency, and the bacteria which carries this prophase is called as a lysogenic bacteria. Now this prophase will acquire certain new properties in lysogenic bacterial body, that is the property of virus, as it is a combination of viral and bacterial DNA. Thus every time when the bacterial cell machinery replicates the bacterial chromosome, it finally leads to the replications of bacterial prophase DNA. Therefore, it indicates that the prophase remain latent in the bacterial cell and lead to the generation of new bacteria with prophase. In some cases, the action of ultraviolet light or action of certain chemicals are responsible for the removal of viral DNA, which lead to the start up of lytic cycle in between of lysogenic cycle. Okay students, here our both reproductions or replications or life cycle of viruses is completed. Next point, cultivations of viruses. We know that viruses are obligatory intracellular parasites which are unable to grow in a non-living matters. Thus following are the main three methods which are adopted for the cultivations of virus in laboratories. First one method, laboratory animals. Second one, embryonated eggs, and third one method is a tissue culture technique. All these methods we will discuss one by one. First one, culture method of viruses is a laboratory animals. This is the oldest method which is used for the cultivations of viruses. Reed and his colleagues in 900th century firstly used human volunteers for their inventive work on yellow fever, but due to high extent of serious risk, generally utilizations of human volunteer is avoided. बघा, एक रीड आणि त्याचे जे कलिग्स होते त्यांनी 1900 सेंचुरीमध्ये जे ह्युमन व्हॉलंटियर्स आहेत ते यूज करून त्यांनी येलो फीवरवर वर्क केलं, बट काही सिरियस रिस्कमुळे ते ह्युमन व्हॉलंटियर्सला इथं अवॉइड करावं लागलं. नेक्स्ट, इन 1909 लॅन्स्टिनर अँड पॉपर have started utilizations of monkey for isolations and cultivations of viruses, but again due to high level of risk and high level of cost for handlers of monkey, this technique is not used widely in virology. नेक्स्ट सायंटिस्ट आहे लँडस्टेनर अँड पॉपर. त्यांनी 1909 मध्ये मंकीला यूज केलं, त्याच्यापासून ते कल्टिवेशन आणि आयसोलेशन्स करणार होते. बट अगेन हिअर द risk of high level of cost for the handler of monkey. That's why this technique is not widely used in virology. Then the use of white mice was initiated by Thiller in 903, and it was get famous at large extents for virus cultivation. Even today also mice are mostly used in virology. Also various other animals like albino rat, rabbits, guinea pig, ferrets are used for the cultivations of virus in a virology. Growth of the viruses in inoculated animal are basically get indicated by death, disease and visible lesions. Basically this animal inoculations technique is used for the study of pathogenesis, immune responses and epidemiology. Epidemiology means study of spread and control of disease. Okay, is the simple one. First one, cultivations of method of virus. Next one, embryonated eggs. What is embryo? Embryo is the early development phase of animal which is get characterized by having a different kind of cells. The eggs of chicken and duck are used for the cultivations of viruses. Good pasture in 1931 has been firstly used the embryonated egg of hen for the cultivations of viruses. बघा जे काही गुड पेस्चर आहे 1931 मध्ये त्याने फर्स्टली एम्ब्रियोनेटेड एग कसला यूज केला, हेनचा, फॉर द पर्पज ऑफ कल्टिवेशन्स ऑफ व्हायरस. दिस एम्ब्रियोनेटेड एग प्रोवाइड various regions of egg for inoculations of virus which are listed as below. Allantoic cavity. This cavity is having a fluid for removing the embryonic waste. Amniotic cavity. This cavity provides the protections to embryo. Chorioallantoic cavity. It is helpful for the exchange of gas or yolk sac. It provides nourishment to the embryo. All these above mentioned areas which are used for the inoculations of virus are represented as follow. Student, see the figure here. All steps which are given. Here the yellow sac, allantoic cavity, then chorioallantoic membrane, amniotic inoculation. All these are the steps which are given in this figure. Next point, procedure of inoculation. Now see which procedure we follow. Fertile chicken eggs are incubated for 5 to 12 days and then they can be inoculated aseptically through outer shell. The opening of the egg shell is get sealed by using paraffin wax, and again egg is subjected for incubation at 30 degree Celsius for the time which is required for growth of virus. Next one step, death of the embryo is the indications for the viral growth. Sometimes this viral growth is indicated by pock formation, generation of color spot due to disintegrations of cell. Electron microscopic observation is also one alternative method to detect the viral growth. Next method, tissue culture technique. This is a in vitro technique of growing the plant and animal cell and tissues are artificially culture media. For the cultivations of plant viruses, a very simple and effective technique of tissue culture is adopted, in which isolated plant cells are allowed to grow in plant culture media. These isolated plant cell and tissue are allowed to grow in sterile chamber, and this grown mass of plant cell and tissue is called as a callus. After the proper growth of callus, viruses are allowed to infect this callus. All this procedure must be carried out in the aseptic environment to avoid the contamination with bacterial and fungal. Plant tissue culture technique seems to be a continuous culture technique as it allows the growth of viruses continuously. Culture media which are basically used for the plant and tissue culture technique are namely given as follow. First culture media MS means muraceous media for plant tissue culture. Next Scoop media for plant tissue culture, blood, plasma and tissue extract for animal tissue culture.